So if you're struggling to raise your KD, or maybe you just want to win more gunfights, get more kills in every single game, just start getting higher streaks and stuff, you've come to the right video. Today we're going to be looking at a bunch of tips that are going to help you guys actually get better at the game. I'm going to try and talk about some stuff that no one really talks about, and I'm going to try and talk about stuff that, well, a lot of people do talk about because they are good tips. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is to jump around corners when you're playing a game. So let's say we're playing right here, we're on Skyline. If I'm running this way, why would I just go stand here and try to shoot someone? I'm a sitting duck right now. This is horrible. That's not what you want. When the enemy's looking down at you, you're going to be such an easy target. So what you could do is you could either dive and start shooting at the enemy, which makes you really hard because that dive movement is really fast, or you could just jump around like this, and even just jumping like that makes you a hard target. And if you jump around like this and then do a little extra little jump at the end, you could go behind more cover. So you go like this and then a little extra little jump, whatever. I messed it up, but you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys are lazy or don't have time to unlock all the camos in Black Ops 6, check out MMOEXP. They'll do it for you. They'll get it all done, and they even have double XP tokens and double weapon XP tokens for you guys to get. Check out the link down in the description below. Now, that's not the only thing that you want to do to win gunfights. Turning corners has not much to do with it, but it is just a little tip that I wanted to get out the way. Another thing that I want to talk to you guys is to be mindful of the map you're playing on. So right here, we're on Skyline. If I see an enemy right here and he's really focused on killing me, I'm not going to turn around and run all the way around this way to get to these stairs and then drop him from here, which is not bad. It's a good little head glitch and stuff, but that takes really long. That enemy, he's going to know by the time that I turn around here, he's going to be like, okay, he's definitely coming this way. He's going to position himself to drop me really easily there because he knows I'm going to come from there. But what if you do this? What if you start getting shot at him from here, and instead of going all the way around, you're mindful of your map, you know where you could go, and then you just pop around here, and within like 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds, he won't expect you to be there. He's still going to be focused on you here. He's going to not know if you're coming back or not, and then by the time you start shooting at him, he'll be dead. So you just got to be mindful of the map, how to get around the map quicker, and this is one of the best examples right here. It's just so much faster than running all the way around to try and get the kill. Now, another thing I want to talk about is your field of view, guys. I want to show you guys something here, all right? So right now I'm playing on my field of view, which is, I think I play around a 105, 110 is where I normally sit at, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to look at view. Yeah, see, I'm at 107. If I put this all the way up to 120, look how far everything becomes. That means it's really hard to hit stuff. So we're going to take that barbecue there, for example, all right? Let's say my field of view is at 120, and then I go back into graphics and I put my ADS to affected, which a lot of people play at. That's going to be really hard to hit that barbecue there. It's going to be really, really hard to do that. But now if I go back into my graphic settings and turn it on to independent, it is a little easier to hit it because it does bring the target in. It is a lot easier to hit that, but I still don't like the field of view being high. And most pro players, if you guys want to take it from a pro, people who actually play this game professionally, they play at 100 to like 110 at most. So if we bring it down to 100, that barbecue now looks really close to our screen, so that by the time, let's say that is an enemy there, we just point and start shooting, and it's really easy to hit that target. When you're playing at 120, everything is small, everything looks further and stuff, and it's just a lot harder to hit. So that's why I recommend a lower field of view, and you guys will play better. Now, another one that I want to talk about is to play at your own pace. Don't try to copy YouTubers, myself as well. Don't try to copy my playstyle. I play a lot slower than most YouTubers, but don't try to copy my playstyle. Don't try to copy a pro's playstyle. That's their playstyle. You gotta play at your own pace. If that means crouching up into a little corner or something and waiting for enemies to pop out while you're holding a nice little angle, like lying down here, go ahead and do it. Do what you got to do. If you don't just stay there the whole game though. But if you like to play a little slower and just wait for people to come, there's nothing wrong with that. And if people call you a camper, let them call you a camper. It's all good. Now guys, if these tips are helping you out at all, I would really appreciate if you dropped a like on this video. You guys have been killing it lately, and subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. You guys have been really awesome lately, and I can't even say thank you. I can't even put it into words, but yeah, let's move on to another one, all right? Now, you want to disengage and reposition in a gunfight that you have no chance at winning. Let's say you're standing right here behind this table, and 3 enemies are there shooting at you. One of them is behind the head glitch. If you see 3 enemies, just go prone and get out of there as fast as you can, all right? You're not winning that. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to win that unless you're super lucky and they're really bad. But going prone, moving a little, and getting out of the way, I'm going to do it without turning my character so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You go prone as you're moving, and now you're out of sight completely, and just reposition yourself. You could go here, and then that way, if there is enemies more left over there, like on that head glitch, they're going to have to pop up at you one by one, and you could drop them from here. Just reposition and disengage disengage. If you're in a gunfight, you're not going to win. Say you're standing here, you're waiting for enemies to come, you see a whole bunch of them, they start shooting at you, your screen's red. Again, do the same thing, get out, and then you could go behind a little head glitch or something here and start popping them off like that. You don't have to disengage and go all the way across the map, but at least get out of an area where you're not going to win. Standing up here or even prone here, you're out in the open, man. It's not worth it. Now, the next tip I want to talk about is to use a headset. This might sound like a very basic tip, but if you're not using a headset, guys, I can tell you right now you're at a huge disadvantage. All right, headsets, they're going to tell you like everything you need to know. There's footsteps you could hear a lot easier than on a TV with those. You'll hear the direct direction that they're coming from. That was hard to say. You're going to hear gunshots. You're going to hear everything you need to hear through a headset. So if you're playing on like a TV, it might be worthwhile to invest in not even a very expensive headset, like even a $30 one. As long as it has some sort of surround sound capabilities, you might be good, all right? Now, one other thing I want to talk about before we move on to some other stuff is angles, all right? So let's talk about angles. There's a lot of different angles you could hold in this game. This one right here, in my opinion, is a horrible angle. You don't want to be here. Enemies could shoot you from here, they could shoot you from up here, they could shoot you from there, from down there, from here. They could literally shoot you from anywhere, right? This is a really bad angle. Not only that, you're exposed, completely exposed to your back. So what's a good angle to hold? Let's say you're trying to kill people coming this way here. Well, then go prone right here. Right there is a good spot. Now, if they go on that head glitch, it's going to be a little hard for you. But the good thing about this is that most of your body is hidden behind this object, and you're already prone, so it's going to be really hard for them to see you and react to you really fast. So that's a pretty good angle to hold, but there's other stuff you could do as well. Let's say you still want to hold this area here. Well, just go behind this little, I almost fell off the map. I hate the sliding in this game. Go behind this little sofa right here and try to pick them off this way. Now, if people come up here, you could also back up easily, and you'll be a lot harder to hit. They're going to see your feet, and then you could just get out of there and do what you got to do. If you're holding a hard point right here, for example, well, don't just stand in this little tub right here. You're wide open. That's why you see a lot of people behind this right here holding this off. Or if you have a teammate in here, you don't even have to hold it. You could just go somewhere else and you could wait for enemies to try and push him, and you could kill the enemies off as they're trying to get the hard point. You don't have to be directly in it in order to do good. Now, another one that I want to talk about is the high ground wins most gunfights. If I'm down here and the enemies are up there, they're going to see my entire body. I'm going to see just the tip of their head. It's going to be really hard to drop them from this angle right here. So high ground in this case, especially on this map, is going to win most gunfights. Now, if I'm here and I see someone down there, I just back up a little bit, shoot their upper chest, and they're going to see the tip of my forehead. It's going to be really hard for them to kill me. Now, if I'm up here also, there's going to be people everywhere else, but we're just focusing on high ground for the moment. We're not going to talk about all that. You can even go right here, which is a nice little spot. I actually like this spot a lot because you can pick out people here, and you're protected from this way here. They're not going to see you that easily. So standing right here is a good option as well. Another one that I want to talk about is to avoid long distance gunfights. And this map again is perfect for that. If you're standing here and there's enemies all the way down there and you see one or two of them and you're hitting your shots but your recoil is kind of going all over the place, just leave. Leave this whole area. It's not worth it. You're not going to win those gunfights, especially if you have an SMG. You don't know if that guy is a sniper. You don't know if that guy has an LMG, a really good AR with no recoil and stuff. Gunfights like this, unless you really have to take it, you're already pushing up and you see someone, you got to take that gunfight. But if you're just sitting here, don't wait for people to come out from there. It's not worth it in my opinion. And the last thing that I want to talk about is to hip fire at close range, okay? So we're going to take this thing, we're going to pretend this is an enemy. Instead of waiting, ADSing, and then shooting, that takes really long. What you want to do is you want to start shooting and then ADS, I should say, which is really nice. Now you can see my shots kind of spread a little bit, but up close, this will all still hit the enemy's body. Now, if you're really, really far, it could be worth it, but maybe not, because you could see the spread of that right there. You can see that it just goes everywhere. So you might hit one or two shots, but you might also waste more bullets. So if you're down to like 10 bullets in your mag, at this distance, you're not going to hip fire and then shoot. At this distance, you're going to try anything you want. And jump shots, in my opinion, in this game are much better than drop shots. So maybe just jump shot the enemy, just do a couple of jumps and stuff and do what you got to do. And then if you really want, you could drop shot. The only reason I don't drop shot is because it guarantees it. Practically 99% of the time, it guarantees the enemy a free little headshot. And you go so slow in that animation to drop shot that it's just not worth it in my opinion. But if I helped you guys out at all in this video, I would truly appreciate if you dropped a big fat like on this, subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on, and let me know down in the comments below what is your current KD in Black Ops 6. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.